Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about inverse of a matrix. Okay? At first, see the definition of matrix. Inverse of the matrix. Okay? I think you are well known about square matrix and other types of the matrix like identity matrix, zero matrix, and other things. Now listen. If A and B are two square matrices of same order, means if A is a n square n type square matrix, then B is also n type square matrix. Means if the order of A is 2, then order of B also be 2. If the order of A is 3, then the order of B is also 3. Now, if A and B are two square matrices of same order, such that what? AB is equal to BA is equal to I. AB equal to BA equal to I. Then matrix B is called inverse of matrix A. Okay? Denoted as A inverse. A raised to the power minus 1. Okay? A raised to the power minus 1. Where I is the corresponding identity matrix. We have here AB is equal to BA is equal to I. AB is equal to BA equal to I. For the existence of the inverse, it must holds. Means AB equal to BA equal to I. It is not necessary only when AB equal to I or BA equal to I. It is surely that AB equal to BA equal to I. Then only matrix B is called inverse of matrix A. Now we are going to see how to find the inverse of a given matrix. Means if any matrix, square matrix is given, then how to find its inverse. Now we are going to see this process. See the finding process of inverse of a matrix, means how to find the inverse of a given square matrix. Okay, generally there are two ways to find out the inverse of any matrix, already described in your book. There are two ways to find out the inverse of any given matrix. First one, elementary operation method, and second one is general method. In general method, we are going to use the determinant, adjoint, and then we are going to find out the cofactor, and then finally we are going to find out the inverse of any matrix. In elementary operation method, we are going to use certain elementary operations which is defined on the matrix to find out the inverse of any square matrix. At first we are going to describe that how to find out the inverse of a matrix by using elementary operation method. There are most commonly two operations are there. First one is your row operation, and second one operation. Previously only row operation was in your course, but now row operation including column operation both are in your course. Now at first I am just going to discuss about the row operation. What is the actual meaning of row operation? What are the row operations defined in matrix? Same type of operation we are going to follow in column. So let's start at first that what is the actual meaning of row operations in matrix. We are going to see what is the actual meaning of row operation and what is the actual meaning of column operations in terms of matrices. At first, let us see. There are three commonly used operations are these. First one, Ri, Rj. Means we are going to interchange any two rows of the matrices. Second, Ri, Kri. Means we are going to multiply any constant or real number or any scalar with the row of the matrix and keeping in that row. Third, we are going to multiply any scalar or constant with the any row of the matrix and adding it with another row. These are the three commonly used row operations are there. Same thing we are going to follow in column operation. Ci, Cj, we are going to interchange Ci and Cj. Second, Ci tends to K into Ci, and third, Ci to Ci plus KCj. Okay? Start. Now, let us see how these operations are going to be used in terms of matrix. Suppose that A is a square matrix 2, 3, 4, 5. Then while using this operation, I am just going to interchange R1 with R2. Then the new matrix so formed, it is simply equivalent to this matrix, means we are going to interchange the rows, means 4, 5 and 2, 3. Have you observed it? Here 4, 5 in the second row, it comes to the first row, and 2, 3 in the first row, it comes in the second row. It is the meaning of interchanging the rows, means the first row operation what we are using here. If you want to use this example in what third order matrix, 2, 4, 5 minus 1, 2, 3 minus 3, and we are going to use R1, R3. Then the equivalence matrix so formed, simply R1 interchanging with R3, means minus 1, 2, minus 3, R3 comes here. Then after 2, 4, 5, R2 remains same, no any change occurs here. Then what will be the third row? 1, 2, 3, be its third row. It is the meaning of interchanging the rows in terms of square matrix. Okay, now is it clear? Now come to the second operation here. Ri, we are going to multiply any constant, any scalar with that row and keeping in that row only. Okay, let's start with this example first. Now it is for the second. Now I am going to using the operation here R2 3 into R2. Then the equivalent matrix so formed, that is R1 no change occurs. In R2 we have multiplied 3, means it becomes 4 into 3, that is 12, and 5 into 3, that is 15. Okay, now come to this portion in terms of third order square matrix. Now here I am just going to use the operation keeping in R1 minus 4 into R1. Okay, then the equivalent matrix so formed, that is your R1. In R1 we have multiplied with minus 4. Then here it is minus 4, minus 8, minus 12. R2 remains same. Then the R3 is minus 1, 2, minus 3. It is the actual meaning of the second row operation. Understood? Okay. Now come to the third row operation. Third one. Here what we are doing? We are keeping R2 tends to R2 minus 3 R1. Then what will our new equivalent matrix? R1 as usual. In R2 what we have done? R2 minus 3 R1. Okay, R2 minus 3 R1. Now come to the first element of R2. It is 4. Now operate this 4 4 by this operation. Then what we got? Let us do the graph here. 4 minus 3 into R1. What is corresponding element? 2. Then it is your 4 minus 6, that is minus 2. So minus 2 will be there. Now same thing here for 5. Okay, 5 minus 3 into 3. 5 minus 3 into 3. Then it is your 5 minus 9 minus 4. Then come to the third order matrix. Here I want to do that. I am going to keep in R3. What? R3. If you are going to keep here R3, then generally we are going to keep in here R3 only. R3 minus 4 R1. Suppose that I am just going to do here. Then the equivalent matrix so formed after this operation. R1 will remain same. Keep the R1 same. 1, 2, 3. R2 will remain same. No any operations occur here. 2, 4, 5. Now in R3 we are going to use the operation. Now listen, the first element of R3 is minus 1. Okay, we are going to operate it with R1. Then minus 1, minus 4 is there, minus 4. Then after minus 4, R1. What is the corresponding element of minus 1 here? In R1, that is 1. Then it is your 1. It is minus 1 minus 4, that is the value is minus 5. Then the first element of R3 of this equivalent matrix is minus 5. Now come to the second portion, 2. And for 2, it is R3 2 minus 4 into R1. What is the corresponding element of 2 here? 2. Put here 2. It is your 2 minus 8, that is minus 6. So minus 6 will be there. Now come to the third portion. What is the third element of R3? It is minus 3. Then again minus is here. 4. Then R1 is here. What is the meaning of R1 for this minus 3? 3. It is 3. Then minus 3 minus 12. What is its value? Minus 50. Then it is your minus 50. It is the actual meaning of these three operations here. First, second and third. Okay? We are going to use same thing we are going to use in column operation. Same process we are going to follow in column operations. Only in place of row we are going to work with the columns. In place of row we are going to work with the columns and nothing. Same process takes place, only in terms of column we are going to do our work. Okay? Now I think what is the actual meaning of row operation and column operation, how it takes place, you are knowing very well. Now we are going to find out, we are going to come in our actual topic. What is our actual topic? How to find the inverse by using elementary operations. Here you are knowing very well there are two types of operations. First one row operation and second one column operation. Okay? Coming to our actual topic. What is our actual topic? Finding inverse of a matrix, of a square matrix by using elementary operation method. Okay? Already you are knowing there are two types of operations we are using. First one row operation, second one is your column operation. Now listen carefully. If you are going to use the row operation to find out the inverse of a matrix, then from beginning to last, each and every step you are going to use only row operation. If you want to use the column operation, or it is given in your question to use column operation, then we are going to use column operation, and till last only you are going to use the column operation. Means we are not going to mix up the things. Means row operation and column operation separately we are going to do this. Not we are going to use row or column operation in a single question. Okay? Means we are going to use row or column operation separately. If you are want to use row operation, use, but till last you are going to use only row operation. If you want to use column operation, then same thing, till last you are going to use column operation. Okay, what are the rows and what are the column operations already you have seen. Now we are going to see how to find the inverse of a given matrix by using these operations method. Again I am telling you, if you want to use row operation, or in question it is, if it is given to use row operation, then from beginning to till last you are going to use only row operation. If you are going to use column operation, or it is given in your question to use column operation, then from beginning to till last you are going to use only column operation. Okay, now same type of, we have already seen that same type of operation we are going to use here. What are the things we are going to use in elementary operation? The same thing we are going to use in column operation. Okay, now come to the process that by which way we are going to use elementary row operation or column operation. Okay, we have A into I, where A is in square matrix and I is corresponding identity matrix. Means if order of A is 2 by 2, means A is a square matrix of order 2, then in that case this I must be in the form of I2, means in the form 1 0 0 1. If your A is in the form of 3 by 3, means third order identity matrix, square matrix, in that case your I should be in the form of I3, that is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. And as you are knowing that it represents 1 in the case of matrix. Okay, identity matrix represent 1 in the case of